trying to play it cool, hoping she
Alan, are you there?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Live coverage of Harrison County baseball. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you in part by Hinton Mills, Sorrel Home Medical, Harrison Memorial Hospital, Southern States, Edward Jones Investments, Bluegrass Stockyards, Farm Credit Mid-America, Poindexter Lumber Company, Hardee's of Cynthiana, First Methodist Church, State Farm Insurance Agent Joe Cochran, Snappy Tomato Pizza, El Paricatin Mexican Restaurant, Weber Farms, Kentucky Farm Bureau Agent Chad Eversole, Palmer Hampton Realty, Oasis Bar and Grill, and Judy Construction. And now for all the play-by-play action, here's your host, Jim Swinford.
Well, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Harrison County High School Baseball. I'm Jim Swinford, coming to you from the hilltop at Mack Whitaker Field, where this afternoon the Thoroughbreds will take on the Robertson County Black Devils in a doubleheader. These two teams in the same district, so we needed to play them sometime, somewhere, and both sides agreed to go ahead and play both games on the same day in the same place and leave everybody happy. Harrison County 15-2 on the season. Robertson County suffering through a 1-6 season, so we'll see how things go as far as that is concerned. Harrison County hoping to get 2 wins, which would almost assuredly give them the first seed in the postseason. Well, we're about to have the national anthem. We'll take a listen to that, then take it back to the station for a break, and then come back for the first pitch. But right now, our Star Spangled Banner.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming? whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Congratulations, you're officially an agent.
Sweet. I get one of those cool agent names, right? Like Viper or Shadow?
Well, Wayne, we're thinking you go by Wayne?
Oh, yeah, Wayne's fine too.
With Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance, there's an agent in every county who's involved in the community, which means you'll know your agent by name. In this case, Wayne.
I got it. What about 006?
Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance. Big on commitment.
Dreaming of the perfect home? Whether you're buying, selling, or just exploring your options, Palmer Hampton Realty is here to guide you every step of the way. Located in the heart of Cynthiana, we know this community like no one else. From charming historic homes to modern dream properties, we'll find the perfect fit for you. Call Trish Jenkins today at 859-588-5590 and let's make your real estate dreams a reality.
Sportsmanship, about teamwork, about making an effort, about working together, and just those lessons that they can carry with them throughout their lives. We ask you to protect them all from injuries, and that you will bless this in a wonderful way, that they will go home tonight knowing that they did their best and they're pleased with themselves for their efforts. We do ask you to hold them in the palm of your hand. In Jesus' name, amen. I'm Ted Beam, pastor of First Methodist Church in Cynthiana at the corner of Pike Street and Church Street. I hope you come worship with us this coming Sunday at 11 a.m.
All righty, back here at the Hilltop, Harrison County and Robertson County playing two today in overcast skies and the wind blowing from left to right and just kind of a nasty afternoon altogether. Leading off for Robertson County will be their center fielder, Henry Haig. He'll be followed by the shortstop, Ashton Myers. The third place batter is the third baseman, Nathan Turner. He'll be followed in the cleanup spot by the pitcher, Eli Steins. The fifth place batter is the catcher, Lucas Burden. He'll be followed by the second baseman, Oliver Brown. The seventh spot is occupied by the first baseman, Wyatt Curtis. He'll be followed by the right fielder, Kyle Burns. And rounding out the batting order today for Robertson County will be their left fielder, Amari Canyon. On the mound for Harrison County is Sean Vaughn. His first pitch is going to be swung on and missed for strike one. Defensively for the Thoroughbreds, B.J. Napier gets the start behind the plate with Jordan Persinger at first. Over at second base is Cooper Slade as the next pitch is taken outside and high for ball one. Third baseman is Boston Reynolds today with the shortstop Brian Vaughn. And left to right in the outfield, Blake Green, Jay Sean Lewis, and Donovan Walker all backing up the pitching of Sean Vaughn. Here's a bouncer to the right side of the infield, picked up by Sean Vaughn, who races down Haig before he can get halfway to the first base bag for out number one.
Number 12, Ashton Myers.
I'll bring Ashton Myers, the shortstop, to the plate. Harrison County 15-2 overall. Robertson 1-6. That one win coming up at Newport back on March the 27th, a 14-0 drilling of the Wildcats by the Black Devils. First time these two teams have played in 5 years. So the first pitch, or next pitch to Myers is a foul ball by about a foot. The Black Devils did not have a team in the seasons of 2022 and 2023. They then got back to baseball in 2024, but played a non-district schedule. So they felt like that was good enough to get him into the rotation for the district tournament this season. The 0-1 to the plate is a little pop up to the left side. Chasing after it is Reynolds. Reaches up and just barely misses making the catch as the count goes 0-2 on Myers. Myers on the season, batting the team leading .467. That's good for anybody. Has the team leading 7 hits. Leads the team in doubles with 4. Also leads the team in RBIs with 5. So legit player on the Black Devils. Ashton Myers, the shortstop. Next pitch from Vaughn is an excuse me swing that's fouled off as the count remains 0-2. Sean Vaughn pitching for the first time since he threw against Pace High School down in Florida last Wednesday. That was his only appearance of the season. In that game, not good. Pitched 2/3 of an inning, gave up a hit, and 3 walks, did not strike out anybody. He also gave up a run, which was earned,
Nathan Turner,
giving him an ERA of ERA of 42. Nathan Turner to the plate now as the first pitch is just a bit inside for ball 1. 2 down in the top of the first inning. Next pitch to Turner is going to be taken for a strike at the knees. Turner on the season batting 100 on 1 out of 10. Has an RBI to his credit, though. Sean Vaughn, the lefty, working quickly, fires the next pitch on the inside part of the plate for strike 2. So Sean just 1 strike away from retiring the side in order here in the top of the first. Wind blowing left to right, as we said, very briskly. Next pitch is swung on and missed for strike 3. Another Joe Cochran at State Farm strikeout for the Breds. So as we head now to the bottom of the first, your score, Robertson County nothing, and Harrison County coming to bat. You're listening to Thoroughbred Baseball on WCYN Sports.
At Farm Credit Mid-America, we're here to make rural dreams a reality. Whether it's financing your farm, expanding your agribusiness, or building your country homes, we've been proudly supporting farmers and rural families for over a century. As a customer-owned cooperative, we don't just offer loans and insurance, we invest in your success. Call Michael Furnish at 859-254-2741 or visit fcma.com today. Farm Credit Mid-America, financing rural America's dreams.
Kentucky Farm Bureau agents wear a lot of hats. They're coaches, volunteers, church members, neighbors, someone who's there when you need them, especially when you need them most. That may be a lot of hats, but they're all the perfect fit. Kentucky Farm Bureau, big on commitment.
He'll be followed by Jay Sean Lewis, who's in center, and then Donovan Walker, who's in right, bats third. Cleanup batter will be Brian Vaughn, who's patrolling shortstop today. After Brian, Jordan Persinger will come to the plate. He's the first baseman. He'll be followed by the second baseman, Cooper Slade. The seventh batter will be Sean Vaughn, who's on the mound. He'll be followed by Boston Reynolds, the third baseman. And rounding out the batting order today for the Thoroughbreds will be the designated hitter, Keen Price. Price batting for B.J. Napier, the catcher. So once again for the Breds, Green, Lewis Walker, Brian Vaughn, Jordan Persinger, Slade, Sean Vaughn, Reynolds, and Price. Defensively for the Black Devils, Lucas Burden is behind the plate with Wyatt Clark at first and Oliver Brown at second. Nathan Turner is over at third with Ashton Myers at short. The left fielder is Amari Canyon. In center field is Henry Haig, with the right fielder being Kyle Burns, all backing up the pitching of Eli Steins. Steins, a freshman, pitching for the first time since he threw against Augusta back on last Wednesday. So pitching for the first time in nearly a week. On the year, Steins making his 4th appearance. This is his 2nd start. He's thrown 3 1/3 innings, giving up 12 hits and 3 walks while striking out 2. He's given up 13 runs, 5 of which have been earned, has a record of 0-1 and an ERA of 10.50. First pitch is a little bit outside for ball one. To Blake Green. Green on the season, batting .279. Has a couple of doubles, a home run, and 6 RBIs. Squares the bunt, but then brings the bat back as he sees the pitch is low for ball two. Green tied for the team lead in runs scored with 23. He's also tied for the most stolen bases with 10. The wind and the pitch by Steins is bunted at, but bunted foul by Green. This count goes to 2-1. Really a good crowd for today's game, despite the weather. Of course, most people, in fact, maybe all people, sitting in the warmth of their cars watching this game. Next pitch is going to hit Green on the backside. So he'll get a free pass on down to first base to start things off here in the bottom of the first for the Braves. For Green, that is the 6th time he's been hit by a pitch this season. Jay-Sean Lewis to the plate now, the center fielder for the Braves. Jay-Sean batting .360. Leads the team in doubles with 5, in triples with 2. Also has a couple of home runs and 12 RBIs. He's also tied the team high in runs scored and in hits with 18. Squaring to bunt is Jay-Sean, brings the bat back as the pitch is outside, and heading on down to second base will be Green with his now team-leading 11th stolen base of the season. So a runner in scoring position for the Braves as Jay-Sean stands in there. And the pitch is going to sail outside for ball two. Thoroughbreds picking up a nice win yesterday, a no-hitter in fact. Sawyer Craycraft dealing the no-no for a 13-0 win. Now heading on over to third base as the pitch is called a strike. Green goes to where he's only 90 feet away from home plate. This count goes to 2 balls and a strike on Lewis. Next pitch is a pop-up to the left fielder. Coming on hard is Amari Canyon, but cannot make the grab. And into second base on the error by the left fielder will be Lewis as Harrison County takes a 1-0 lead with Green scoring from third base. I'll bring Donovan Walker to the plate.
Now batting, number 22, Donovan Walker.
Walker, the right fielder. And now, Jay-Sean was on second anyway. Walker on the season, batting .383. 3 doubles, a triple, a homer, and a team-leading 17 RBIs. First pitch is going to be outside, and heading on over to third base and getting there safely will be Lewis. So another run just 90 feet away, potentially for the Braves. Infield moves about halfway in. And the pitch from Steins is going to be low and inside. This count goes to 2 balls and no strikes. Depending on how things go with the rest of the teams in our district, the seeding may have Harrison County playing Robertson in the first round. Here's a pitch that bounces past the catcher. He can't find it, and as he continues to look for it, coming home from third on the wild pitch will be Lewis. Harrison County takes the early 2-0 lead. 3 balls and no strikes to count for Walker. Who's really playing well right now. The wind and the pitch gets away from the pitcher Steins for ball 4. That'll bring Brian Vaughn to the plate. Brian, the shortstop. On the year, Vaughn batting an even .400.
Now batting, number 32, Brian Vaughn.
Has 3 doubles, a team leading 3 home runs. It's also picked up 18 hits, which is tied for the most on the team. Here goes Walker to second base. The pitch is actually going to be behind Brian Vaughn, where it's knocked down by the catcher. But Walker moves to second base on the steal. 1-0 the count to Brian Vaughn. Harrison up 2-0 here in the bottom of the first and trying to get a little bit more. Next pitch is across the knees for a strike, evening up the count at 1-1. Phillies in action today as well over at Pendleton County. That game scheduled to start 5 minutes ago. You can hear all the action of that on our app, WCYN2. Here's a smash past the third baseman and down the left field line. Scoring easily from second base will be Walker, and hustling on into second with the RBI double will be Brian Vaughn as the Breds take a 3-0 lead on the first base hit of the day for the Breds.
Number 17, Jordan Persinger.
I'll bring Jordan Persinger to the plate. Persinger, the left-handed batting first baseman. First pitch to him from Steins is a little fly ball into right there, and muffing the catch is the right fielder Kyle Burns. Rounding third, heading for a home as the ball gets away, and scoring will be Brian Vaughn. So the error by the right fielder gives Harrison County a 4-0 lead.
Now batting, number 16, Cooper Slade.
Cooper Slade to the plate now, the second baseman. Here's a pop-up on the right side of the infield, calling forth the pitcher who makes the grab, and sliding back into first base was Persinger, who had gone about 3/4 of the way to second base before realizing that ball was going to be caught by the pitcher and just barely made it back in time. First down of the inning is recorded. We'll bring Sean Vaughn to the plate.
Number 15, Sean Vaughn.
Sean batting .318 this year, a couple of doubles and 6 RBIs. Here goes the runner at first. The pitch is going to be tipped foul. So Persinger will have to retreat back to first base. Persinger tied for third on the team in stolen bases, but he has not yet been caught. 6 for 6. Over at first, Wyatt Curtis holding Persinger on. And the next pitch is taken for a strike, and down to second base without a throw goes Persinger as the count goes to 0-2 on Sean Vaughn. Next pitch is going to hit Sean Vaughn. Representing the first time he's been hit by a pitch this season. Took him till game 18 to do so, but
number 7, Boston Reynolds.
Finally gets plunked. So, runners on first and second, and now we may have a change. Black Devils coached by John Brown, who's in his second year as the head coach. Boston Reynolds will be batting next. So while the new pitcher takes his warm-up tosses, your situation is this. We are in the bottom half of the first inning. Harrison County already leads 4-0. They've got runners on first and second and 1 out. You're listening to Thoroughbred Baseball on WCYN Sports.
Dreaming of the perfect home? Whether you're buying, selling, or just exploring your options, Palmer Hampton Realty is here to guide you every step of the way. Located in the heart of Cynthiana, we know this community like no one else. From charming historic homes to modern dream properties, we'll find the perfect fit for you. Call Mary Todd Ashbrook today at 859-588-1520 and let's make your real estate dreams a reality. At Farm Credit Mid-America, we're here to make rural dreams a reality. Whether it's financing your farm, expanding your agribusiness, or building your country homes, we've been proudly supporting farmers and rural families for over a century. As a customer-owned cooperative, we don't just offer loans and insurance, we invest in your success. Call Michael Furnish at 859-254-2741 or visit fcma.com today. Farm Credit Mid-America, financing rural America's dreams.
With me paying any longer.
Alrighty, back here on the hilltop, the new pitcher in the ball game for Robertson County will be Henry Haig. Haig pitching for the first time since he threw against Augusta last Thursday. So far this year, Haig has made 7 appearances. This is his 7th appearance. His 4th in relief. He's thrown 10 2/3 innings, giving up 20 hits and 4 walks while striking out 22. He's given up 27 runs, 17 of which have been earned, has a record of 1-1 and an ERA of 11.16. As a team, Robertson County's had a tough time of it as a pitching staff. Their collective ERA 17.96. Here goes the runner to third, and he's going to be in there safely as the third baseman, Nathan Turner, dropped the ball. So down to give Persinger another steal. Next pitch is going to be on the outside part of the plate for a strike. Landon Custard running at second base for Sean Vaughn. And the next pitch is going to stay high for ball two. 2 balls and a strike to count to Reynolds. Long look into his catcher Burden by Haig, and the pitch is going to be high once again. 3 balls and a strike now the count to Reynolds. Haig gets the sign. And the pitch is going to be a bouncer over the glove of the third baseman and down the left field line. 2 runs are going to score as both Persinger and Landon Custard come home. And the score goes to 6-0. Here in the bottom of the first, the Braves ahead.
Now batting number 26, Keene Price.
We'll give Reynolds a couple of RBIs on that single down the left field line. First pitch is taken for a ball, and going on down to second base and sliding in safely is Reynolds. 1-0 the count to Price, who's DHing today for the catcher B.J. Napier. Price on the year batting .313. Has 6 RBIs. Next pitch is going to be shoulder high. Runs the count to 2 balls and no strikes. Just 1 out in the inning as the sun comes out from behind the clouds. Been in and out all day long. Got kind of threatening around 11 o'clock when I went to lunch. So a couple of big black clouds went overhead. Next pitch taken on the inside corner for a strike, but it produced no rain. We need for everything to stay dry until at least Thursday so I can cut my grass. Next pitch is a pop-up on the left side of the infield, calling for it Nathan Turner, and he is unable to make the grab as it bounces about a foot behind him. So I don't know if maybe the wind caught the ball or what was going on there, but all hands are safe. And that will bring us back to the top of the order in Blake Green.
Now batting number 14, Blake Green.
Green was hit by a pitch. His first time up, takes the first pitch here for strike 1. Down at second base, Reynolds. At first base, Price. Green stands in, hoping to get on base for a second time. Next pitch is going to bounce up there. Evens up the count at 1-1, and that wild pitch moves Reynolds to third and Price to second. So a base hit here by Green will plate a couple of more runs. Here's a pop-up to the right side, and it will drop fair by about a foot as everybody for the defense for Robertson County was just far enough away to where they couldn't catch up with that baseball, and into second base goes Green with a 2-run double. Harrison County up now 8-0. Jay Sean Lewis returns to the plate.
Now batting number 3, Jay Sean Lewis.
Jay Sean reached on an error and eventually came home on a wild pitch. First delivery to him here is fouled straight back for strike 1. Henry Haig on the mound. He came on in relief of the starter, Eli Steins, after Steins allowed his 7th runner to score. Haig from the stretch, and the pitch is outside. Then leaving things up at 1-1. Well, they've been here for Farmers since 1916, and they're here for you now, Farm Credit Mid-America. Contact Michael Furnish at 859-254-2741 and learn more about it. Here's a shot to center field. Stein's going back, and this is going to be over his head and over the fence. So a home run for Jay Sean Lewis. A 2-run shot over the right center field fence puts Harrison County in the lead now by a measure of 10-0. For Lewis, that is his third home run of the season. That ties him for team highs with Brian Vaughn. The Breds keep on rocking.
Now batting number 22, Donovan Walker.
Donovan Walker coming to the plate. Donovan walked and scored earlier in the inning. So he's also the 12th batter to come to the plate for the Breds here in the bottom of the first. Pitch is going to be down low for a ball. Breds 15-2 on the season. 1-2 out of 3 down in Florida last week, losing only to 17th ranked Pace, who's beaten a lot of people this year. The wind by Haig, and the pitch is going to drop in there for a strike, evening up the count at 1-1. Breds will be in action tomorrow as well, as we'll make the short trip to Dry Ridge to take on the Grant County Braves, a team Harrison County beat 5-4 earlier this season. Next pitch is down low and inside, bringing the count to 2-1. That game tomorrow scheduled to start at 5:30. And then this weekend, the annual Harrison Memorial Hospital Classic, where the Breds will play 3 games in 2 days. Next pitch is up high to Donovan. Count goes to 3-1. The Breds will start out the tournament on Friday night, or Friday afternoon rather, taking on Franklin County. That's at a 5:15 start. Then Madison Central will take on Walton Verona. Next pitch is outside, ball 4. So the second walk issued to Walker here in the first inning. Bring Brian Vaughn back to the plate.
Now batting number 32, Brian Vaughn.
Brian doubled and drove in a run his first time up. And that's going to be it for Henry Haig. See who comes in to pitch for him. So while the new pitcher takes his warm-ups, your situation is this. We are still in the bottom of the first inning. Harrison County leads by a score of 10-0. They've got a runner on first and 1 out. You're listening to Thoroughbred Baseball on WCYN Sports.
I believe in Kentucky.
I believe in Kentucky.
I believe in small-town values.
And Mom and Dad and the things they handed down.
I believe some of the best people in the world are farmers.
I believe in insurance that protects families, homes, and cars.
I believe in always finding a way to do what you love.
I am Kentucky.
I am Kentucky.
I am Kentucky.
Dreaming of the perfect home? Whether you're buying, selling, or just exploring your options, Palmer Hampton Realty is here to guide you every step of the way. Located in the heart of Cynthiana, we know this community like no one else. From charming historic homes to modern dream properties, we'll find the perfect fit for you. Call Katie Bowman today at 859-595-4234 and let's make your real estate dreams a reality.
Excuse me, already back here at Mac Whitaker Field. New pitcher on the mound will be Ashton Myers for Robertson County. Myers pitching for the first time since he threw against Augusta last Thursday. Overall, Myers making his 5th appearance. This will be his 4th in relief. He's thrown an inning and 2/3, given up 11 hits and 3 walks while striking out 2. He's given up 20 runs, 13 of which have been earned. Has a record of 0-1 and a record that only a mother could love at 54.60. 54.60. We were going over the Harris Memorial Hospital Classic lineup this coming weekend. As we said, on Friday at 5:15, the Breds will take on Franklin County, followed by Madison Central and Walton Verona playing each other. On Saturday, the Thoroughbreds will get things started at 10 a.m. when they'll take on Walton Verona. At 12:15, Franklin County will play Walton Verona. Madison Central and Franklin County will get together at 2:45, with the Thoroughbreds taking on the Indians of Madison Central in the final game at 4:45, or at least that's when it's scheduled. First pitch from Myers to Brian Vaughn is going to bounce in there for a base hit. Now it's going to get past the left fielder, Canyon, and rounding third and heading for home. Here comes Walker. The throw will be cut off. Here's a throw back to second, but diving back in time was Brian Vaughn. So we'll have to give an error to the left fielder for letting that ball get by him. But give a double
number 17, Jordan
to
Persinger.
Brian Vaughn on that hit to left center and an RBI. First pitch gets past the catcher to Persinger, but holding on at second base is Brian Vaughn. 1-0 the count to Persinger. Next pitch is going to be inside again. 2 balls and no strikes to count to the left-handed hitting first baseman. 11-0 is your score. Harrison County up in the bottom of the first. Here's a slow roller past the mound. The shortstop, Haig, has it. His throw to first, though, will not be in time. So an infield single by Persinger puts him at first base, and on the play, moving to third base, was Brian Vaughn. So runners on the corners for Cooper Slade.
Now batting number 16, Cooper Slade.
Slade has made the only out in the inning so far. First pitch to him here is going to be low and inside for ball one, and off to second base with a steal goes Persinger. That's Persinger's third steal of the day. Next pitch is going to be on the outside part of the plate for a strike, evening things up at 1-1. This is the first of a doubleheader. So the next pitch is going to be up high for ball two. In each of the 6 losses that Robertson County has suffered this year, they've scored, or they have allowed their opponent to score at least 14 runs. So next pitch is up high. 3 balls and a strike now to Cooper. Runners take their leads. Brian Vaughn from third, Jordan Persinger from second. And here's a pop fly into left field. Canyon coming in and is able to make the grab. Tagging at third base and making his way home will be Brian Vaughn. But a sac fly by Cooper Slade puts another run on the scoreboard for the Brads as they now lead by a score of 12-0. As Sean Vaughn will come back to the plate. Persinger still at second. Sean was hit by a pitch his first time up. First delivery here is going to be inside for ball one. Like a good neighbor, Joe Cochran with State Farm Insurance is there. Are you looking for a new quote? Give Joe a call at 859-234-3813. Joe always supports the Brads and Phillies. Here's a throw back to second that goes through, but the center fielder backing it up, so there will not be any advancement by Persinger. Sean Vaughn stands back in there against the pitching of Ashton Myers, the third pitcher here in the first inning for Robertson County. Wind still blowing out briskly from left to right. Here's a chopper to the left side in the hole between short and third. Rounding third is Persinger, and he will score. Now going into second base and getting out was Sean Vaughn, trying to stretch a single into a double. Persinger does score, however. And that'll be the end of the inning. So the Braves, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 runs. They did it with the strength of a home run by J. Sean Lewis. That was the big hit in the inning. And that was a couple of doubles, 5, 6, 7, 8 hits. Braves had 8 hits. There were 2 errors committed by the Black Devils. And as it ends up, nobody was left on base. So, as we head to the top of the second-year score, Harrison County 13 and Robertson County nothing. You're listening to Thoroughbred Baseball on WCYN Sports.
At Farm Credit Mid-America, we're here to make rural dreams a reality. Whether it's financing your farm, expanding your agribusiness, or building your country homes, we've been proudly supporting farmers and rural families for over a century. As a customer-owned cooperative, we don't just offer loans and insurance, we invest in your success. Call Michael Furnish at 859-254-2741 or visit fcma.com today. Farm Credit Mid-America, financing rural America's dreams.
Congratulations. You're officially an agent.
Sweet. I get one of those cool agent names, right? Like Viper or Shadow?
Well, Wayne, we're thinking you go by Wayne?
Oh, yeah. Wayne's fine, too.
With Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance, there's an agent in every county who's involved in the community, which means you'll know your agent by name. In this case, Wayne.
I got it. What about 006?
Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance. Big on commitment.
In County coming to the plate will be Eli Steins, Lucas Burden, and Oliver Brown. Sean Vaughn, the starter for Harrison County, back on the mound. Reds hoping to get a doubleheader sweep today, which would improve their record on the season to an incredible 17-2. Heading into the game tomorrow at Grant County. Remember, Grant County gave us a little bit of a run for our money. That was back on March the 29th here on the Hilltop. Grant County actually got an early lead of 4-1 before Harrison County came back to win 5-4. Eli Steins at the plate. Steins on the year batting .333 on 2 out of 6. Also has a walk. Began the game on the mound, but has since moved out to center field. First pitch taken for strike 1. Sean Vaughn retired the side in order back in the top of the first. Clouds starting to break up a little bit more as the next pitch is swung on and missed. An high fastball that Steins went chasing after as the count goes to 0-2. From the stretch, the pitch is poked into center field and reaching up. Oh, did he? I think he had it long enough. Nope, they're going to say that he indeed did not have it long enough, so all hands are safe. Now I don't think that Steins realizes it, so he's going to have to rush over to first base and gets. Did he get out? Field umpire asking the home plate umpire what he thought. I don't think the field umpire was thinking about it. And he'll get to stay where he is.
Number 33, Lucas Burden.
Too much complication for a 13-0 game. But an E8 on Harrison County. Lucas Burden at the plate now. Burden, the catcher. Sees the first pitch go by for strike 1. See, Burden on the season, batting .333 as well. Tied for the team lead and runs scored with 4. Swings and misses at the next offering from Sean Vaughn as the count goes to 0-2. Over at first base, the runner being held on. Next pitch is swung on and missed. Now be the third Joe Cochran out of State Farm strikeout in the game for Sean Vaughn. And now Vince Harris goes rushing out to the mound. Oliver Brown will be at the plate. Not sure what that conversation's about. At El Paracutan, daily lunch specials and the always popular buffet are calling your name.
Now batting,
Plan to visit soon to the Harrison Square and enjoy a meal at El Paracutan. Brown on the season, batting .083 on 1 of 12. First pitch is swung on and missed for strike one. Reds with 13 runs in the bottom of the first. Next pitch bounces up there. Nice stop by Napier to keep the runner at first. Count evens up at 1-1 on the second baseman for the Black Devils. Chokes up on the bat handle about an inch. And the pitch is swung on and missed. Here goes the runner to second base. The throw is high. So a stolen base for Eli Steins. Moves him into scoring position. The count goes 1-1 on the batter. Next pitch is going to sail high. 2 balls and 2 strikes, or 2-1 the count. Sean Vaughn takes a glance back at second base at the runner Steins. And the pitch is going to find the inside part of the plate for strike 2, evening up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. The sun looks like he's going to be out for a little while. Break-even pitch is popped foul and out of play over the third base dugout. So Oliver Brown battling despite the .083 batting average. Now time called. As the runner on second has to tie his cleats. For over 70 years, Weber's Sausage has delivered the best Kentucky flavor to your breakfast table. From the first sizzle to the last bite, it's a taste you can trust. Find them in your favorite meat department. Next pitch is going to bounce up there once again. A nice stop by Napier. But that'll run the count full at 3-2 on Brown. Wyatt Curtis on deck awaiting his chance to bat here in the second inning. Here goes the runner from second to third. The pitch is going to be fouled off. So the hit and run, not successful. As Steins will have to retreat back to second base. Game time temperature probably around 60, maybe 62. But that wind blowing like it is makes it seem a lot cooler. Here's a slow roller to the right side. It's gobbled up. Over there, now playing at first base is Dre Roberts.
Number 44,
Roberts taps the bag for out number 2. And on down to third base on the play went Steins. Wyatt Curtis at the plate now, the first baseman. Curtis on the season, 0 for 10. Swings and misses at the first delivery for strike 1. Watches the next pitch go by for ball 1. Wyatt Curtis, a junior. From third base, Steins takes his lead, and the pitch is swung on a miss. Here's a snap throw down to third, and sliding back and diving back, rather, is Steins in time. Count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. Next pitch from Sean Vaughn is a bouncer to the right side, but foul. So the count will remain 1-2. Cynthia and the Hardys want you to visit them for breakfast, lunch, or dinner on US 27 South. They've got the best burgers in town. That's at Hardy's in Cynthiana. From the stretch, Sean Vaughn's 1-2 is swung on and missed for strike 3, and that'll be the inning. Another Joe Cochran out of State Farm strikeout by Sean Vaughn. No runs, no hits. There was 1 error committed by the Harrison County defense, and 1 man left aboard. So as we head now to the bottom half of the second, your score remains Harrison County 13 and Robertson County nothing. You're listening to Thoroughbred Baseball on WCYN Sports.
Dreaming of the perfect home? Whether you're buying, selling, or just exploring your options, Palmer Hampton Realty is here to guide you every step of the way. Located in the heart of Cynthiana, we know this community like no one else. From charming historic homes to modern dream properties, we'll find the perfect fit for you. Call Doug Hampton today at 859-588-7120 and let's make your real estate dreams a reality. At Farm Credit Mid-America, we're here to make rural dreams a reality. Whether it's financing your farm, expanding your agribusiness, or building your country homes, we've been proudly supporting farmers and rural families for over a century. As a customer-owned cooperative, we don't just offer loans and insurance, we invest in your success. Call Michael Furnish at 859-254-2741 or visit fcma.com today. Farm Credit Mid-America, financing rural America's dreams.
Really, I think you'd be surprised. Poindexter Lumber is behind you all the way, and that goes for the thoroughbred teams and Reds baseball. No matter the season, we say go Reds and go Breds. Come down and see the boys.
Alrighty, back here at the Hilltop, Harrison County leading 13-0. Back on the mound for what will be his first full inning of work in relief will be Ashton Myers. He'll be facing a lineup of pinch hitters here in the bottom of the second for the Thoroughbreds. Let's see who comes out of the dugout. It appears they're having a short team meeting in the dugout right now. The live YouTube broadcast of this game is proudly brought to you by Kentucky Farm Bureau, Palmer Hampton Realty, and Farm Credit Mid-America. Visit youtube.com/WCYN Sports. Reese Grubb on the camera today. And it appears that the first batter for Harrison will be Russ Persinger.
Now batting, number 9, Russ Persinger.
Persinger batting in Reynolds' spot here in the second inning. The wide, and the next pitch is going to be on the outside corner for a strike. That was a nice pitch. Russ Persinger on the season, batting a solid .375 as a double and 7 RBIs to his credit. Myers' next pitch is going to be a pop fly into center field. Racing over is Myers, but he cannot make the grab. Actually, that was Steins who was coming over. Had a long way to run, so we'll give Persinger a base hit there. So one on and nobody out.
Now batting, number
Sawyer
11,
Craycraft
Sawyer Craycraft.
coming to the plate. Pencil him in. First pitch is swung on and missed for strike one. Of course, Craycraft, the pitcher of record last night at Pendleton County when he threw a no-hitter. Getting a chance to bat. Batting .500 on the year on 1 out of 2 in limited playing time as he fouls the next pitch over the first base dugout, running the count to no balls and 2 strikes. Look at the runner at first base, Russ Persinger. And the pitch drops in there for strike 3. So with 1 out, that runner is still at first base. Coming to the dish to bat now, Brock Coy. So we'll put Brock up here in green spot.
Now batting, number 10, Brock Coy.
In the second. Here's a throw to first, not in time, as diving back into the bag was Russ Persinger. As the cloud cover gets a little thicker. Wind still blowing briskly from left to right, though. Next pitch is a bouncer to third, gloved by the third baseman Turner. He'll throw the ball to the second baseman covering to get the lead runner for out number 2. So fielder's choice by Brock. Now let's see who will be coming to the plate next. And it will be Simon Jenkins. So Jenkins in the second in Lewis's spot. See, Jenkins on the season, batting .333 on 2 out of 6.
Number 36, Simon Jenkins.
Has a couple of RBIs to his credit as well. Jenkins stands in there, a junior. First pitch is going to be up high for ball 1. Over at first base, Wyatt Curtis continues to hold Russ Persinger on. Next pitch is slugged into center field. Stein's going after it, and it's going to be beyond his outstretched glove. It goes all the way to the fence. Rounding third, Brock Coy. Rounding second is going to be Jenkins, who has an RBI triple. That puts Harrison County in the lead now 14-0. Good piece of hitting that time by Jenkins, as the ball got caught up in that jet stream and just carried beyond the outstretched glove of the center fielder, Steins. Give him an RBI. And now we'll have a new pitcher come into the ball game. So while the Black Devils make this change, our situation is this. We are in the bottom of the second inning. Harrison County has plated a run in the frame to make it a 14-0 lead. They've got a runner on first base and 2 outs. You're listening to Thoroughbred Baseball on WCYN Sports.
Kentucky Farm Bureau agents wear a lot of hats. They're coaches, volunteers, church members, neighbors, someone who's there when you need them, especially when you need them most. That may be a lot of hats, but they're all the perfect fit. Kentucky Farm Bureau, big on commitment.
Dreaming of the perfect home? Whether you're buying, selling, or just exploring your options, Palmer Hampton Realty is here to guide you every step of the way. Located in the heart of Cynthiana, we know this community like no one else. From charming historic homes to modern dream properties, we'll find the perfect fit for you. Call Ronnie Brown today at 502-542-1984 and let's make your real estate dreams a reality.
All right, the new pitcher on the mound for Robertson Co will be Nathan Turner. Nathan Turner pitching for the first time since he threw against Augusta last Thursday. On the year, making his 4th appearance. This will be his 3rd in relief. Pitched 2 innings so far, giving up 7 hits and 5 walks while striking out 2. He's given up 17 runs, 10 of which were earned, has a record of 0-1 and an ERA of 35. Turner, the 4th pitcher used today by the Black Devils. Eli Steins pitched first. He was followed by Henry Haig, then Ashton Myers, and now Nathan Turner. Well, girls, you ready? Do you have a big group to feed? Yes! Snappy Tomato Pizza is great for birthdays and parties. Just dial 235-7627. That's 235-SNAP. Very good.
Now batting, number 22, Donovan Walker.
Donovan Walker at the plate. He's walked twice and scored twice. So getting a chance to try to get a base hit here. They'll throw him something decent to hit. Over at third base is Jenkins. He had that RBI triple. First pitch to Donovan, bounces up there. Nice snag by the catcher, Burden, to keep the runner at third, although the count does go to 1 ball and no strikes. From the stretch, pitcher Turner's next throw is going to be outside and low. 2 balls and no strikes to count. Wind really starting to gust up there now. Must be something coming in. The 2-0 to the plate is way inside. Coming home from third will be Jenkins, and he'll be in there safely on the wild pitch, putting Harrison County in the lead now 15-0. This count goes to 3-0 on Walker. Next pitch is going to be swung on and missed for strike one. I think Walker just trying to force the pitcher Turner to throw him a strike. 3-1 pitch is way inside, and there was no swinging at that. And he didn't really want to go on down to first base, but he's going to have to. His third walk of the game in just 2 innings. Walker had come into the game having walked 9 times in the first 17 games.
John Russ Vaughn.
They'll bring John Russ Vaughn to the plate. John Russ will bat in Brian Vaughn's spot. First pitch is down low for ball 1. Pencil him in here in the second. For John Russ, this will be his second time to get to the plate. The next pitch has him jumping out of the way of it. Actually, this is his first time being at the plate. The other time he got in the game, it was for defense. This count goes to 2 balls and no strikes on John Russ. John Russ, a 7th grader, wheels the bat around as Walker takes his lead from first base. And the pitch is going to bounce outside for ball 3. 3-0 the count to Vaughn as he's going to try to work himself on base with a walk.
At Harrison Memorial Hospital in Cynthiana, Kentucky, we take pride in offering one
Jim,
of
I
the
went on
only
a commercial. You cut out
pulmonologists in the area.
Okay. Here's a bouncer to the second baseman. He'll flip it to the shortstop covering
cutting-edge care
for
to tackle
out
chronic
number 3.
conditions like lung cancer,
So 2
emphysema,
runs cross the
asthma,
plate in
and
the
more.
frame for Harrison
Dr.
County.
Anangi offers
They
low-dose
did it
CT
by
screenings to
virtue
detect
of
lung
2 base
cancer
hits.
in
There were
its
no
earlier
errors and 1
stages.
left. We're
Lung
heading
cancer
now to the
detected
top
early
half of the
improves
3rd inning
chances
with your
of
score.
successful treatment and
Harrison County
survival.
15
Harrison
and Robertson
Memorial
County
Hospital
nothing.
has been
You're listening to
designated
Thoroughbred
a lung
Baseball
cancer
on
screening
WCYN
center by
Sports.
the
Congratulations. You're officially an agent.
Sweet. I get one of those cool agent names, right? Like Viper or Shadow?
Well, Wayne, we're thinking you go by Wayne?
Oh, yeah. Wayne's fine too.
With Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance, there's an agent in every county who's involved in the community, which means you'll know your agent by name. In this case, Wayne.
I got it. What about 006?
Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance. Big on commitment.
Dreaming of the perfect home? Whether you're buying, selling, or just exploring your options, Palmer Hampton Realty is here to guide you every step of the way. Located in the heart of Cynthiana, we know this community like no one else. From charming historic homes to modern dream properties, we'll find the perfect fit for you. Call Trish Jenkins today at 859-588-5590 and let's make your real estate dreams a reality.
Don't predict, prepare. Hi, I'm Edward Jones Financial Advisor Mark Troxel. Let's work together to help make sure you're equipped for life's unexpected events. Stop by my office at 136 East Pike Street for a face-to-face appointment. Edward Jones, making sense of investing. Member SIPC.
Alrighty, back here at the Hilltop, it'll be Kyle Burns, Amari Canyon, and then back to the top of the order, and Henry Haig is Sean Vaughn on the mound trying to wrap things up. Here's a bouncer to the left side, short hop catch and throw by Russ Persinger is right on the mark for out number 1.
Now batting.
They'll bring Amari Canyon to the plate.
Amari Canyon.
See, Canyon's numbers on the year, batting .250 on 1 out of 4. And now Coach Harris going out to the mound once again to talk to Sean. As Canyon takes his place in the batter's box. Conversation still going on with some kind of, I think, a mechanical deal. Now they got that worked out. Well, they've been here for Farmers since 1916, and they're here for you now, Farm Credit Mid-America. Contact Michael Furnish at 859-254-2741 and learn more about it. Sean Vaughn's pitch is swung on and missed for strike 1. Dang. Like a good neighbor, Joe Cochran with State Farm Insurance is there. Are you looking for a new quote? Give Joe a call at 859-234-3813. Joe always supports the Reds and the Phillies as the next pitch is taken for strike 2. 0-2 the count to Canyon. Harrison County up 15-0. As we'll have Ian Hopkins come in to play third. So Hopkins in. Next pitch is taken inside as the count goes to 1-2. John Russ Vaughn is also in the game defensively at shortstop. So the next pitch is going to be taken for strike three. Another Joe Cochran at State Farm strikeout by Sean Vaughn. He has 5 of them now. So down to the last out, Robertson County's leadoff batter, Henry Haig. Haig grounded back to the mound his first time and only time up in this ball game. First pitch is down low for ball 1. At El Paracutan, daily lunch specials and the always popular buffet are calling your name. Plan a visit to the Harrison Square and enjoy a meal at El Paracutan. Next pitch is going to be across the letters for a strike. This count goes to 1-1. From the stretch, Sean Vaughn. The next pitch is way inside this time. Count goes to 2 balls and a strike. For over 70 years, Weber's Sausage has delivered the best Kentucky flavor to your breakfast table. From the first sizzle to the last bite, it's a taste you can trust. You can find them in your favorite meat department as the next pitch is swung on and missed. Count goes to 2-2. Sean Vaughn now just 1 strike away from finishing up this ball game. And it's going to be a pop-up in the infield. Waiting on it is the second baseman who makes the grab for out number 3, and that will be the ball game. That will also be a no-hitter thrown by Sean Vaughn as he gives up just 1 base runner. That was when Eli Steins got on base on an error back in the second inning. So congratulations to Sean Vaughn, our second no-hitter in as many days. Of course, last night at Pendleton County, that's when Sawyer Craycraft spun his no-no. As far as our not star of the game, our Judy Construction Company player of the game, we're going to give it to Sean Vaughn because he threw a no-hitter. So congratulations. He also struck out 5, did not walk a better, faced just 1 over the minimum. So what we'll do right now is send it back to the station for a song or 2 or 3 while we get prepared for game number 2 of this doubleheader. But once again in the opener, in 3 innings, although they're kind of moving fast for a game that's over, we better hang on here a second just in case they decide to play more than the regulation. Oh, did they? Oh, okay. Well, I hope the lineups are the same. We'll take a break, though, anyway. Once again, your Judy Construction Company player of the game, Sean Vaughn, pitches a no-hitter. 15-0, Harrison County wins in 3, improving their record on the season to 16-2, while Robertson drops to 1-7. You've been listening to Thoroughbred Baseball on WCYN Sports.
At Farm Credit Mid-America, we're here to make rural dreams a reality. Whether it's financing your farm, expanding your agribusiness, or building your country homes, we've been proudly supporting farmers and rural families for over a century. As a customer-owned cooperative, we don't just offer loans and insurance, we invest in your success. Call Michael Furnish at 859-254-2741 or visit fcma.com today. Farm Credit Mid-America, financing rural America's dreams.
Kentucky Farm Bureau agents wear a lot of hats. They're coaches, volunteers, church members, neighbors, someone who's there when you need them, especially when you need them most. That may be a lot of hats, but they're all the perfect fit. Kentucky Farm Bureau, big on commitment.
Dreaming of the perfect home? Whether you're buying, selling, or just exploring your options, Palmer Hampton Realty is here to guide you every step of the way. Located in the heart of Cynthiana, we know this community like no one else. From charming historic homes to modern dream properties, we'll find the perfect fit for you. Call Mary Todd Ashbrook today at 859-588-1520 and let's make your real estate dreams a reality. At Farm Credit Mid-America, we're here to make rural dreams a reality. Whether it's financing your farm, expanding your agribusiness, or building your country homes, we've been proudly supporting farmers and rural families for over a century. As a customer-owned cooperative, we don't just offer loans and insurance, we invest in your success. Call Michael Furnish at 859-254-2741 or visit fcma.com today. Farm Credit Mid-America, financing rural America's dreams.
Alrighty, a quick change. So we're still trying to put things together so we can, well, I mean, they're going to play whether I'm ready or not. But just trying to get everything situated here. In game number 2 of this doubleheader, Russ Persinger will be on the mound. Finish up writing down stuff. We'll just have to play it close to the vest or by ear or whatever you want to call it. Because Russ Persinger is out there warming up right now. And John Russ Vaughn gets the start in game 2 at the shortstop position. Landon Custard is the left fielder. Brock Coy is going to be at third. Cooper Slade will be at second base. Simon Jenkins will be in right field. And Sean Vaughn will be in center field. So give that back to them. Appreciate it. And we'll be ready to go here in just a minute. As we said, Russ Persinger on the mound. Russ is pitching for the first time this season, I believe. All I have to do is look at the stats and see his name's not on the bottom part. So Russ Persinger getting his first appearance. As we'll get Robertson County's people as they come to bat. Only took 3 innings that first game. Harrison winning 15-0 as the sun comes back out. Now the home plate umpire coming back behind the plate as well. The Phillies today playing at Pendleton County. That game started at 5:30. You can hear all the action on the app for that one. Back on April the 2nd, Harrison County won over Pendleton County here on the hilltop at Shirley Field 10-3. The Phillies will be back in action on Thursday when they'll host Nicholas County at 6. That'll be on the radio. Back on April the 1st, the Phillies won at Carlisle 13-0 in 5. On Friday, Montgomery County, the reigning 10th region champions, come to town. That'll be a 6 o'clock start that you can hear on our app. Montgomery County 7-1. Then on Saturday at 10 o'clock in the morning, the Phillies will host Corbin, who usually has a pretty good program, but it's struggling a bit this year. I think the record is only like 7-10, something like that. So we'll see how that goes. But back here, we're just about ready to get going. Should mention, though, the Phillies 18-1. Their lone loss down at Pigeon Forge. They lost to a team out of West Virginia. So we hurry up and wait. Wind still blowing out from left to right. As we mentioned, tomorrow we'll head to Grant County to take on the Braves. That's a scheduled 5:30 start. Take Thursday off, and then on Friday and Saturday participate in the Harris Memorial Hospital Classic. Braves will have 3 games in 2 days. The first game will be against Franklin County on 5:15 on Friday. Braves will then play Walton Verona on Saturday at 10, and then we'll take on Madison Central in the last game at 4:45. So Henry Haig to the plate to start things off. The wind and the pitch is outside for ball 1. Haig will take a couple of practice swings before stepping back in the box. Haig batting .250 on the year, but does have a triple. Here's a pop-up, in foul territory, and catching it in foul territory, Russ Persinger for out number 1. Nice grab that time by the pitcher. So 1 up
now
and 1 down.
Number 12, Ashton Myers.
Ashton Myers. So Ashton Myers, thank you. Coming to the plate. Let's see, Haig is in center field. And Myers is at shortstop. First delivery to the plate is going to bounce up there for a ball. As you mentioned, Russ Persinger on the mound, making his first varsity appearance as a pitcher. The 1-0 to Myers is outside and high. As the count goes 2-0. Myers, as we mentioned in the first game, batting a solid .467 with 5 RBIs and 4 doubles. Those both lead his team. Next pitch is going to be a little low. Count goes to 3-0. In the first game, Sean Vaughn tosses a no-hitter, allowing just 1 base runner who got on base on a legitimate error. A game that was over after 3 years. A high chopper to the left side. John Russ Vaughn knocks it down, but will not have a play. Infield single for Myers.
Number 3, Nathan Turner.
We'll bring Nathan Turner to the plate. So put him in here in our scorebook. Turner. All right. Over at first base, Myers being held on as the first pitch is taken for strike 1. Brett 16-2 on the year, while Robertson County is now 1-7. Glance over at first base by Persinger. And the pitch to the plate is going to be across the outside part for strike 2. Clouds covering up the sun at times, letting it peek itself out from behind those clouds at times as well. So the next pitch is taken outside. Have y'all noticed the moon? Moon seems like in the mornings it's in the completely wrong place. It's usually on the when I'm heading down Webster, it's usually on the left side, but the last 2 days it's been on the right side. I don't understand. Next pitch is a line drive, backhanded by John Russ Vaughn. His throw to first base will not be in time. Heading on down to third base as the ball got away from the first baseman is Myers. So we'll give Turner a single
15,
and moves to third base on the throwing error. So after getting no hits in the first game, the Black Devils have gotten 2 hits already here in the top of the first in this game. Over at first, Turner being held on. It's Steins at the plate. Yeah, he surely is not pitching again. We'll put Eli Steins in the cleanup spot. Runners on the corners and 1 out. We're in the top of the first inning. Russ Persinger on the mound takes a look over to first. And the pitch is a bouncer to the left side. John Russ Vaughn will flip it to the second baseman for 1. His return to first is in time for the successful inning-ending 6-4-3 double play. Good D that time by Harrison County's interior defense. No runs, a couple of hits. There was 1 error, and 1 man was left aboard as we head now to the bottom of the second. Your score, Robertson County, nothing.